Okay, figured I would make a video on growths and killing them in melee. Killing them from range is of course the best, even though they are resistant to pierce, you can get a good needle arrow, even wood arrow, preferably something like obsidian or needle arrow, and that will one-shot them even though they are resistant to pierce. They're also resistant to frost, so Frostner is pretty much a no-go. Yeah, I have a variety of blunt options that I could use, and I'll give you the rundown on them. So, we look at the Frostner, right? They got 35 blunt, 58 frost, and they do take spirit. So let's think about the fact that they're weak to blunt, resistant to frost, resistant to pierce, and do all the calculations. Frostner gets turned into 52 blunt, or 52.5 blunt plus 29 frost for a total of 81.5 at the maximum. And of course you add in the spirit DOT, which becomes a 101.5 over time. Not bad from 14 stamina cost, but not the best. Relatively consistent, but over time. And the over time isn't that good because you're giving them the time to stack up their nasty, I guess, like blasts, which are devastating. Now let's look at the Porcupine. That looks pretty spicy. But we gotta remember the pierce they are resistant to. So it gets turned into 75 blunt plus 31.5 pierce for a total of 106.5 from 14 stamina, which makes it a much more consistent one shot, which is good. You know, won't be guaranteed, of course, but still pretty nice. From 14 stamina, not bad. A little bit better than the Frostner versus them. And now, finally, we have the actual best options, which are Iron Sledge and the Iron Mace, which is crazy to think about, but we do the calculations, and you got 73 blunt turned into 109.5 blunt, and only from 10 stamina. Not only is that more consistent of a kill, considering growths have 100 HP, you are getting some amount of one-shots more than the Porcupine or the Frostner. You're getting it instantly, just like the Porcupine, so you don't have to wait for the Spirit DOT like the Frostner. And then, what's beautiful about the Iron Sledge is that even though it's slow and costs 20 stamina, it's got the beautiful, beautiful AoE, which means if you have barriers, like if you lure them out, or if you just hide behind somewhat these bones over here in the distance, you could potentially one-shot 3 or even 4 of them, provided you might want bone mass and the root mass gone, given that scenario. But still,